What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode on my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel and grab some popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because Ethereum is going to have a ridiculous summer of 2021. Today, we're going to be talking about why the 2021 cycle is going to look very, very different from what people originally believe the cryptocurrency cycle should look like. So, really quick, we're just going to dive into Ethereum 2.0 and the vision behind it. So, Ethereum, as you know, was created in 2015, and currently there's high demand and it's driving up the transaction fee, so it's relatively expensive. And the disk space needed to run Ethereum is also growing because there's more people on the network. And just so they're also using proof of work currently at the state, transitioning to proof of stake. But this has a lot of impact on the environment because of the usage of energy. So fast forward to today, we are trying to solve these problems that we just mentioned with Ethereum 2.0 through scalability. So they're working on something called shard chains, which is going to be an upgrade to the system that's going to reduce the congestion in Ethereum's network, thereby improving the speed of transactions also from the current 15 to 45 seconds. So shard chains is not currently in place yet, but it's planning to be in place by 2022. So moving on to security. So as we know, we're currently in proof of work. We're transitioning to proof of stake. So proof of stake is the system where we're going to have validators that are going to be validating transactions. And this is going to be different from proof of work, which is essentially mining. So this is supposed to be a more secure model. Next, we have sustainability. And as we said, since we're not going to be mining anymore, and since we're going to be focused on staking, which is not about computing power, but more so about people validating transactions, right? So this is going to help solve that problem. And like we said, right now, Beacon Chain, which is the proof of stake, is currently in work. It's currently live, and they're currently working on merging that to the mainnet of Ethereum. And as we spoke about, shard chains, which is just the ability for them to process transactions, store data, and fix the data issues, that's estimated to be done by 2022. So this is Ethereum 2.0. This is the vision. This is how things are going to change a little bit away from the original plan that Bitcoin was with proof of work, and how it's going to improve the system overall. So now let's get into today. So we're going to be talking about just Ethereum and what's going on. So very recently we saw Ethereum recorded $10 billion of volume, and it was outpacing Bitcoin. So as you can see, in the past 30 days, it posted 67.5% gain, and Ethereum currently is sitting at 3,600, and it is insane. The price has just been exploding relatively higher, as you can see on this graph here. The growth rate is pretty much stupendous, and you can compare the numbers of the volume to Bitcoin here, and you can see that it pretty much is outrunning Bitcoin in some cases here. So as you can compare in this area, which is kind of unprecedented, especially because Bitcoin is the dominant in the market. So to see that the volume of Ethereum is outpacing Bitcoin is very, very interesting. It just goes to show that there is a lot more interest, right, from a lot of different traders, but also the big players in the market. So speaking of institutional investors, as you can see here, this is a report from ARK Invest. They are another asset management company that manages over $53 billion. So here in their research, they outlined that there is an increased institutional interest. So in the last 2 weeks, 4 Ethereum ETFs launched in Toronto Stock Exchange. So this is more and more institutions gaining exposure to cryptocurrencies beyond Bitcoin. So they've already acknowledged Bitcoin. They're moving on to acknowledge Ethereum. So as you can see, institutional companies like Ethereum Investment Bank and Visa, one of the largest financial companies in the world, have also validated Ethereum blockchain, and they're trying to use it and find out what use cases they could have for it, right? In addition, we kind of spoke about this, but the usage network is extremely getting higher now. When you compare Ethereum to Bitcoin weekly active addresses, you can see that uptick right there. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, went further than I thought. Okay, so as you can see here, there is that slight uptick, which shows that there is more activity on Ethereum's network than Bitcoin, which is really relatively interesting. As you can see, the weekly transactions as well has taken a crazy spike. So it just goes to show that Ethereum is becoming more of a known in the market. It's becoming, bigger. The utility is starting to be understood a lot more than the past. So keep an eye on Ethereum this summer. Things are going to be very interesting. Speaking of big players in the market, so today I want to talk about Vaneck. And Vaneck is a company. They're an asset management company. They currently manage over $60 billion worth of US dollars. So this is very huge because they're a big money manager company. So recently they filed for Ethereum ETF with the SEC. And this is going to be the first crypto exchange traded fund in the US if it's approved. So currently there is no crypto ETFs available in the US. But anyway, this is just to kind of show you how things are changing. This is a very different point in the market when it comes to cryptocurrency. I would hate for people to continue to see this as another repeat of 2017. The cryptocurrency market has laid a foundation that is very interesting. When you think about the idea of staking alone, it is a sense of security like Ethereum 2.0 is kind of working on. So that security is people are staking or locking away the coins. So it's more of a long-term mindset of a market now. It's less of a short-term investment market. Not saying everyone is involved in that, but it goes to show that the developers and the network and the ecosystem is thinking more of a long-term run rather than just short-term, sporadic jumps in the prices. So there is a very more strategic approach to the market today than in 2017. So definitely look at it in a different light. Do not entirely think it's going to repeat exactly how it should. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of point that out. So this company is going to be a huge movement when it comes to how cryptocurrencies are going to be traded in the institutions again. So we talked about institutions getting into this. So now let's talk a little bit about one guy, Mark Cuban. Right, so Mark Cuban really believes that Ethereum's price growth potential is uncapped. So a lot of people are saying, Bitcoin is the digital gold, and people are also saying Ethereum is the digital oil in the case where it has utility. And if you think about oil, gold versus gold doesn't really have a lot of utility. It's just an asset that people keep to fight inflation. And then there is oil, which is oil has a lot of utility. It powers everything we use every day. So that's the assumption, and that is the comparison being made in the cryptocurrency market. Ethereum has a lot of utility. There are a lot of application, decentralized finance, NFTs, and a whole motherload of other applications, right, that are being built on top of Ethereum because it supports that and it has the utility to do that. So because of that, billionaire investor Mark Cuban is arguing that Ethereum is going to be the number one eventually. So Mark Cuban says there's not going to be a crypto winter. Crypto winter is what we know as the crash in 2017. But he also believes that Bitcoin is at a greater risk than Ethereum. And he also thinks Ethereum has a greater long-term value than Bitcoin, right? Because of the utility. So in 2021, this past year, Bitcoin is up 526% and Ethereum is up 2,000%. So it's been growing relatively faster, right? And here also, when we look at the DeFi space, there are about 2 million people using decentralized finance, and they have wallets, or at least wallets being counted. So people could have made more than one wallet. But that just goes to show how much money is not going through the traditional finance system. That is now going through the decentralized finance space. So there's a lot of money being moved in this direction, and it's very early And this cryptocurrency is not mainstream. Contrary to what you may believe, if you're in this space, it's because you're in this space. It's not as popular as you may think it is. A lot of people don't even have the traditional banking yet, so not even to think about cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency is also relatively more complicated to manage for the average person. So anyway, we're talking about a system. Again, we talked about staking here. So staking is what is keeping a lot of the different differences in the market today. It's making it very easy for these companies to manage their networks. It's making it easy for, not making it easy, but it does make it a little bit safer when you think of the long term. If coins are locked up, people are less likely to be trading, right? And that is just a better long-term investment play. So to save myself and to save you from my rambling, I just wanted to point out some quick information of what could be an outcome of 2021. I think 2021 is going to look very different this summer, especially for Ethereum. Ethereum is going to be building on top of their Ethereum 2.0 vision, and the volume is seeming to be growing relatively quickly. And institutional investors are also starting to pick up signals from Ethereum and not just Bitcoin, because they picked up Bitcoin because a lot of them were very afraid of the fact that decentralized finance was going to pick up steam and they wouldn't get a piece of the pie. So a lot of them jumped into Bitcoin, hoping that Bitcoin would be the one, because Bitcoin has had the most popularity, being the first coin. But there is more technology in this space that's being created that is opening more and more gates. Ethereum being the first one that comes to mind, being the one that is the most popular, has the most developers even. Ethereum is making a lot of headway. A lot of applications are built on top of it. The ecosystem overall for Ethereum is very, very large, very strong, and it's going to be very, very useful in the coming years. There are a lot of other coins trying to do something similar, but those would be for another day. So anyway, it was your boy Elijah, just bringing you a quick video on updates in the cryptocurrency market. If you like this video, definitely smash that like button. If you're new here, you want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we are always updating on just important information just about investing in general, finding good things in the stock market and in the cryptocurrency space. If you like this video on disruptive technology, make sure you share with a friend as well. It was your boy Elijah again. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next video. Peace.
Don't speak to no one but the facts to the masses.